Okay, let us start the class. Previous already we are already discussed about that database testing and what is the roles of ETL testings and what is your um, focus into the ETL testing, and these are all we are already discussed. And today onwards we will discuss about that data model. Data model we are discuss about that. So this type of data models, three type of data models is there. First one is the conceptual data model, and second one logical data model, and third one physical data model. Three type of data models it's available. So actually, data model in the sense, data model tells how the logical structure of the database is modeled. So, um, so how can you understand this data model in the sense? Um, for example, just you have to take that conceptual data model. This data model in the sense, for example, if you have to take the shopping mall, so that shopping mall, um, what is the conceptual level? What are the items of the shopping mall? For example, the shopping mall, what is the conceptual level in the sense? What are the items is available from that shopping mall? So that is the one thing actually. So that is the conceptual. Conceptual. So whenever you're taking that one shopping mall, or for example, if you want to take any cheats, Sriram cheats, or if you want to take the any bank, so in that area, just you have to thinking about what type of items is available from that bank, or from that Sriram cheats, or from that finance. So that is the conceptual. Actually, the here just you have to identify this is the high level relation, the high level relation between the entities. Can you know that entities in the sense, for example, if you want to take the one table, in the table entities, columns, and what is that entities in the sense, for example, customers and sales. For example, if you want to take the any shopping mall, so in that shopping mall entities in the means of customers and sales. Those are all the entities from the shopping mall. This level we need to from the tables only. So how can you identify? So in that table, for example, the here I have to draw that one table actually. So here one table is there, for example. Here one table is there. So this table actually, it can be having that rows and columns is there. So database in the sense, so here just you have to understand the only tables is available from your database. Yes, sir. Dhanraj, sir. So here we have to thinking about the one table data. Whenever calling that database, the database is a one table. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So here just you have to uh, take the example that is a shopping mall actually. Shopping mall. So in this shopping mall, it can be there. So what type of entities it can be having that shopping mall table? Actually, this is the shopping mall table, for example, table. So from this shopping mall table, it can be having the entities. What type of entities is available? For example, here the serial number, and this is the customers, name of the customers. Name of the customers, and here how to so how many sales is available from the one day or 1 month. So here sales. So here the number of day collections, and these are all things is available. But here the entities are name of the customer and sales. These are all the entities from the shopping mall. This is the entities. Okay. Did you understand that entities? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
sir.
yes. Tell me, Dhanraju, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So here, whenever you taking this any table or any data model. So here we have to discussing about that conceptual data. That conceptual data is the high level relations between the entities. So high level relations between the entities in the sense what type of entities is available, name of the customer and sales is the available. So this relation, the high level relation is the conceptual model. So this from the customer's ID and sales, what type of relations it can be there from this table. So that is the high level customers. Actually, this level we need to form a table. That relation it can be formed a one table. This level we need to define a different field columns. Different field columns. Can I write that point actually? So here I have to write that point. So here just you have to take the conceptual model. Conceptual model. So this conceptual model actually this is identify the high level relation. High level relation, and how can you understand that relation in the sense, for example, here the customers and sales, that is the relation. Customers and sales. So in between that customers and sales, okay, in between the entities, in between the entities, you have to identify. This is the identify the high level relation in between customers and sales. These are all the identities from the table. You don't forget that identity. What is the identities and from the table? So that is the relation. You have to identify the relation. Whenever you identify that relation, that is the conceptual data model. Just you have to identify what type of data model. For example, if it is any available one table is there. So in from the table, how can you identify what type of data it's available from the table? In the sense, if it is a relation in between identities, one column or one field in between the field level identifications or the identifications or relations. What type of relations is there from that table? So that by the identification of that relation, you have to identify that model. This is the conceptual level or logical level or physical level. What type of data it's available from the table? That is the main important. That is the one thing of identification. What type of table it can be available from the using the testing. So that is the main important actually. So and second point is that what is that this is a this level we need to form a table. So by the relation of identities, you have to create it or you have to form a one table. Without the relation, how can you form the table? Uh, Actually, that is not a possible. That is not a possible. From the maintaining of that relation from the identities, you have to create a or you have to form a one table. That is the second point actually. And third point, this level we need define a different fields and columns. So whenever it is maintain that conceptual level model of table, then these rules definitely you have to maintain. This this is the part of the design of the table actually. This conceptual model, did you understand? Any doubt, Ramya madam and Dhanraju sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did you understand this conceptual data model? Ramya madam, you are not responding. Ramya madam, are you there? Hello? Dhanraj sir?
Yes, sir.
And one more point is there, conceptual model. Actually, the important entities and relationship among them. Important entities in the sense from the table, what you have to taking the database. In the database, actually, totally tables it can be having that from the database. Actually, database in the sense you have to thinking about that only tables. So that table, what type of model of the table in the sense, and now we have to discussing about that conceptual data model table you have to discussing. So that data model, conceptual um, uh, data model actually. So some important points is available. That points in the sense just you have to remember that one. The important entities and relationships it's available from the data. Data in the sense table. What is that? Important entities and relationship among them. So this is the most important from that. And second one, that no attributes is specified from the conceptual model table actually. So here no attributes. Attributes in the sense um, actually the table columns and what is that entities and nothing but the table actually. So no attributes is specified. Then specific identification, it's not available from the conceptual data actually. In the sense that is the no keys actually. The here no keys. Keys in the sense foreign key and so different type of keys is not available from the conceptual data model table actually. So here only relations in between entities only. So that relation, high level relation, why we are calling that high level relation in the sense, each and every table, it cannot be having any keys, foreign keys and public keys, and these are all keys is not assigning from that table. So if it is not available keys from the table, that is automatically blindly just you have to identify that is the conceptual data model table. So without the keys, actually, here any table is available from your data. So that data is a high level table, high level relation table. Just you have to identify why, because high level table you are calling from that table in the sense the table it cannot be having any keys. So that's why you are calling that high level relations between that entities from that table. That is the thing, main thing actually. So for example, how can you image that relation? Actually, just you have to clearly observe that here. So one table is there. So this is the one table, and here also one table, one here also is there. Here, um, actually, this is the sales. This is the sales, and this is the, and here number of products, number of products, and here customers, customers, and here name, and here store. So actually, um, this is the way of high level entities from this table. From this table, entities are without the using of that keys, foreign keys and normalizations keys, and these are all without the having of that table actually. So that table way of high level entities is like this actually. So that's why without the based on that keys, we have to form that one table. That's why we are calling that these entities are become a table. These entities are become a table. How it can be form a table in the sense the relation one entity to another entity, the relation, based on that relation, it can be form a one table. Okay, clearly observe that. So here the field name and column, how it can be created based on that entities, based on that entities. So based on these entities, it can be formed a one table. We don't know any content. We don't know any content. Only we know that only entities, only entities. These are all the entities. How it can be created that relation in the sense, for example, whenever you identify this sales, it can be related from the products. Without the product, how can you sell? Without the product, how can you sell? Actually, without the customer, how can you sell? Yes, without the store, how can you sell? That is not a possible actually. Without the product, you could not be sell anything. That is not a possible. So without the customer, you cannot be sell anything. So without the store, you cannot be sell anything. So without the time, actually, you cannot sell anything. So that relation should be there. Here that relation automatically it can be created, so that based on that relation it can be create a form. We don't know actually. So what type of data it can be created, and what type of product it can be sale, and which customer it can be sale, and for what time it can be sale that item actually. So what store actually, which store it can be sale, you don't know before that selling. So whenever you sell that content or item, then only it can be know that. So what product you have to selling from that customer, and these are all things. After the completion of that sales, then only it can be identified. So that's why you have to know that you have to identify only the entities, only you have to identify. Whenever it is created that relation in the sense, whenever you sell that, then only that relation automatically, that sales it can be created the relation from this relation to product, and this sales it can be created that relation to customers and stores and items, and these are all things automatically it can be created to relation. So on the time only it can be form a one table. One table. This is the conceptual model data. This is the conceptual data model. Did you understand? The here you cannot be created any with the any keys. You are using any key from the forming of this table. What is it? Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, without the using keys, you have to form the table. Yes or no? Here any using of any
Yes,
keys,
sir. Yes, sir.
any keys you have to using from this
No, sir.
creating of this table? No. Yes.
No, sir.
Yes.
No,
So
sir.
that is the meaning of that conceptual model. And second one is
Sir,
that logical data
sir,
model.
excuse me.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, keys means, sir,
Uh,
sir, keys means it's a identification of column names, ka, sir?
yes, that is not a column name. Actually, the specific and specific identification purpose, you have to form a keys. Actually, in future, why we are using that keys, what type of keys is available from your database, and these are all things we have to, in future, we have to discuss about that keys. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. And second one is the logical data model. So, so this is the actually important of entities and relationships among them, and same actually, and all attributes for each entity are specified. All attributes in the sense, how can you imagine that attributes? Attributes in the sense columns. Attributes in the
Yes, sir.
sense columns. So here entities is there. Entities in the sense fields. Entities in the sense fields actually. Attributes in the sense columns. These
Column.
are all the columns. Columns in the sense this is the column. This is the column. These are all the rows actually. Here it is. This is the rows actually. This is the columns. Here the logical logical data model in the sense how can you understand this logical data model in the sense the first one is the important entities and relationships and among them in same the first conceptual data model the conceptual data model the first point is equal to and logical data model among them and second one all attributes each entity are specified the here attributes in the sense what is that attributes in the sense columns like a column is the attributes entities in the sense you have to just imagine that table entity in the sense you form a table so that is the entity and attributes in the sense columns this is a just you have to remember this is the very most important point and here define the table define the keys here you have to define the keys that is the what is that logical data model logical data model so actually define the keys in the sense how can you understand that keys actually this physical table actually one moment for example this is the table so this table you have to form that by the using a relation by the using of relation so that total relation uh, it can be forming of keys only and previous conceptual model without the using of keys you have to form a table but here the logical table data model actually is totally depending on that keys so with the using of that keys it can be form a one table so key in the sense for example you have to using that one key from this customer's name so whenever you're providing that key actually from this column so here it cannot be create any duplicates whenever you're assigning that key from this table actually so that duplicate data it cannot be created based on these names and each and every data it can be created or it can be form a remaining entity or remaining attributes did you understand that one Dhanraju sir so very most important actually just you have to concentrate that logical model third one this is the logical model actually and third one is the physical model third one is the physical model so this is the here also entities is available entities in the sense what is that entities in the sense Dhanraju sir
Rows.
tell me that
Rows, sir.
entities entities in the sense Table.
Rows, sir, rows.
No, don't call that rows.
Tables in the rows.
Only. Table. Entities in the sense table only. Attributes in the sense column.
Okay, sir.
Attributes in the sense column. So this is the necessary in the physical data model actually. And second one is that displays the all tables and columns. Apart from this, displays the keys and the data types also. Apart from this, displays keys and data types. So here the physical model actually it can be there that entities and attributes also it can be available and displays the all the tables and what type of tables it's available from your data, so that each and every table it can be available, and what type of keys you have to using from the different type of tables, and how can you understand that? So actually here to give the one diagram actually, see, this is the one table. Here you have to create it one table. This is the base table actually. Base table you have to call in that dimension table. So this is the one table. So based on this customer's name, I have to form the and one more table. I have to form the one more table. This is another table actually. And here also one more table is there. So these two tables actually form from the this table actually. So this table in subtable it can be created from the using of any key or without key. So and this table also it can be created with the key or without the key. So that information it can be given a physical table. What type of key we have to using from the forming of this table. So that information also it can be given a physical table. So what type of key you have to using that information it can be given displaying, and data types, and the data types are also that information also it can be displaying from this physical model. Data types in the sense the name of customers. So what type of data type, and sales, what type of data type. For example, sales, it can be data type is the varchar data type or numbers data type. Here the customer name is there, so that name is what type of data type, a varchar data type or numeric data type. So what type of data type it can be having, and that information it can be given a from this physical model. So that is the thing actually. So did you understand this conceptual model, logical data model, and physical model? Any doubt that